Hi, I'm Professor Brigitte Brinton, and today I'm going to talk to you about how the endosymbiotic theory works. Endosymbiosis is a process that comes up in pretty much every branch of biology because it's the basic explanation for how eukaryotic cells became so complex in the first place. Okay? How endosymbiosis works and how it's connected to the endosymbiotic theory is actually a lot like PacMan. So if you've ever played the game, this is a really good way for you to think about the endosymbiotic theory. Okay. I'm going to start with our PacMan. That's our large eukaryotic cell, drawn here in orange. Now, a normal day for PacMan is simply eating small bacteria and other organic matter in the environment and consuming it, digesting it. That's the equivalent of eating a normal pellet. However, you always have the special power pellets as well. Now, those power pellets are what we're really going to be discussing with the endosymbiotic theory. If we start out with our power pellet here as our small prokaryotic cell, say an aerobic bacterium, that is going to be engulfed by the larger eukaryotic cell, which we can see here has a simple nucleus and eukaryotic endoplasmic reticulum as well as ribosomes. So that PacMan eukaryote engulfs the prokaryote like a power pellet. Power pellets are special. So in this case, millions of years ago, instead of the bacterium simply being engulfed and digested, it was engulfed and the second membrane that formed around the bacteria simply remained with the bacterium living inside it intact, functioning as a living organism within the cell. That probably progressed for a long while, and then at some point the bacteria that were living inside these cells and functioning and benefiting the eukaryotes that they were living inside, they simply became an organelle. They became part of the cell itself and no longer a living separate entity. Okay? So here we go from PacMan engulfing a power pellet, getting something particularly special from it, and it becoming an organelle in the long run. Now, if we were to start with an aerobic bacterium, like I mentioned, that's normal bacteria that's using aerobic respiration like our eukaryotes often do today. That is the type of bacteria that would have turned into the mitochondria for a cell. Mitochondria perform aerobic respiration. Okay? Instead, the other half of the endosymbiotic theory deals with chloroplasts. Now, chloroplasts, of course, perform photosynthesis. And the way that you originally formed a chloroplast was not engulfing a respiring cell, but engulfing a photosynthetic cell. So cyanobacteria are our modern equivalent of these photosynthetic single-celled prokaryotic bacteria that would have been engulfed to eventually become a chloroplast in a modern-day eukaryote. Okay? So we have PacMan taking in, but not consuming, a power pellet and gaining a lot from it, just like in the game.